help. But Weibo not going to go for the Wukong. They're going to go for that Senna, which is so strong right now. Senna Tahm, or Senna really anything, really dominant on this current patch.
Yeah, and On loves the Tahm Kench as well. I've seen him play it plenty of times in the past. So feels pretty good for Huanfeng. And that's more along the lines of what we expected from Weibo coming into today. Was a bit more slow scaling, hyper carrying that bottom lane. Senna certainly fits the bill for that one. IG, though, actually going to take away the Tahm Kench. Maybe go for an Aphelios or a Jinx alongside that.
Yeah, I'm not a super big fan on this because you know how I said Senna Tahm or anything else? There is other things you can put with Senna. And you've kind of just committed to this Tahm blind, which is a bit of a bold one. Now, IG potentially going to look for a jungler here. Shun was fantastic on the Wukong. I wouldn't be against him taking it again, especially as with the Tahm Kench, she's not the best primary engage. His W very slow and telegraphed. So having a jungler who can dive in for you really strong. And now, Weibo, I expect a jungle answer. Maybe just take the Viego again for SofM. And then they have a bit of flexibility here. I don't feel like you're threatened by the Tahm. Like you have to lock something in now, but you could pick something earlier. But ultimately, a mid or top wouldn't necessarily go amiss here. Oh, this would be good.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Tahm
so
Kench, she's not gonna have a fun time in this lane.
This is kind of the issue with that blind Tahm is now you've gone from like a scaling pick and a tank to 2 scaling picks. We're going to be so powerful in the late game and essentially get a free lane. And as you said, the thought process might be Tahm Aphelios. This is not going to be a fun time for Aphelios when you just get outranged and poked down by both of those. So, yeah, it looks like they might go in a different direction and go for the Ezreal, which, you know, it's longer ranged, but you now have like the most passive lane ever into 2 hyperscaling champions. So good luck to IG. We'll see what they can pull off in this second round of bans.
Yeah, this one's going to be a tough one based on the draft so far for the side of IG. An exciting one for Weibo. Senna and Seraphine. Very interesting draft coming on through. Only champions from Season 10 or later. We're just going for the brand new stuff here. The Azir being banned away from Angel. And with this draft, I get it, right? Lane dominant champion that also scales exceptionally well. You don't want to be dealing with that.
Yeah, absolutely not. Would make things pretty painful. And at this point, IG, you kind of accepted that you're not going to win good in the later stages. So thinning down safe tools for Weibo is really important. And honestly, I feel like they need a lane to play around. Bot lane is not a great lane to set up plays around unless like Weibo massively mess up. So I think having a mid or top with a good matchup is important. Zika potentially in the top lane, having a favorable matchup there could make all the difference. Potentially giving him the counter pick here could allow them to punish TheShy. For now, though, they're going to focus mid lane bans into the mid lane. That's Swain once again taken off the cards.
Yep, Swain removed from Angel. Galio taken off the board as well. Now we need to see a blind pick for the side of IG. Could be mid lane, could be top lane. You'd expect it to be the mid lane, though.
Yeah, I'd expect it to be in the mid lane. I feel like, you know, as I said, there's such a wide scope of what you can play in the mid lane right now with the new patch. We've seen a lot more control mages. Taliyah is something that was talked about and completely skipped in the last draft, by the way. Will be locked in, so something that, you know, can apply that pressure to the side lanes if you are looking to play around that kind of pick in the top lane. If you are looking to play around bot, pretty strong there. But also, the champion is just super strong right now. Kind of to an exceptional level, so definitely a good picker for Yuekai.
Yeah, so Yuekai had a great game in game number 1 as well, right? So having arguably one of the premier picks on this patch. I guess we'll have to find out over the course of the next week or so. But it will be answered with Angel Zoe. Now, Angel is one of those players that does love a cheeky little bit of Zoe. Does have a great time on that champion. So you can expect a lot of lane prowess coming out from him.
Don't talk about it. Oh, he actually locked it in.
Blind Kayle for TheShy.
Wow,
blind
so
Kayle top.
That is
Oh
so
my days.
alpha from TheShy. Just drops it like, yeah, and what? And I mean, okay, I said it before. Weibo were going to outscale with what they're drafting the bot lane. If it's not clear now that they're going to outscale to the strongest degree, then I don't know what to say. Zika comes in with the Riven as something that he wants to use to try and bully out TheShy early. And I mean, that has to be the game plan for IG. You need to smash top into the ground, which is obviously harder because towers are so much stronger. This is kind of the reason Kayle has been shown up a bit more, at least in solo queue, is because you can't just dive her. Like, it's so easy to push in a wave on the previous patches, stack a wave, take her out. It is now harder to do. And I mean, last game, I was saying how IG probably want to take a bit slower. IG need to be like pedal to the metal on this game, or they are just going to lose.
Yeah, this is going to be brutal if TheShy can get away with it. I can't believe he's just like stony faced as well. Like the fact that he just blind picked a Kayle into a team that wants to dive top already. Like we've already acknowledged that their bot lane is not going to be the carry in this game. It's all about the top side, and he blinds Kayle into it. That is just something else. That is.
I was actually thinking. I was like, okay, Zoe coming in mid, like the Zoe Viego makes sense. It's a strong mid jungle. You want to stabilize so that you can protect your bot lane. And like they'll probably just pick like a safe blind top, so you know they don't have to worry about it too much. No, they come in with the Kayle. I'm so ready for this. I don't know if it's gonna be like how well it's gonna work, but it's gonna be something. This is very much like the TheShy special, just bringing out a complete curveball, and we just get to enjoy it. What a way to start the summer split.
You know, we complained after game number 1 that the draft was too boring. It was too much like MSI. Weibo were like, you know what? Here you go, boys. Let's have a Senna Seraphine bot. Let's have a blind Kayle top. We'll even chuck a Zoe in the mid lane there for you. On the other side, though, IG definitely some interesting picks themselves, right? Zika going with the Riven. Oh, TheShy already in trouble here. Needs to back away. He'll be fine. The Broken Wing's not going to be used just yet. Yuekai with that Taliyah in the mid lane, though. That's the thing I really want to look out for, because Taliyah, once you're level 6, you can roam very aggressively. This is a champion that can completely take over the game if you can get ahead.
Yeah, and I think the critical thing is if you make those mistakes, you will be in big trouble for IG. Let's talk a bit about the Taliyah. Like, a lot of people will have seen this in solo queue and such, but for those who haven't, they basically made it so your Q AoEs again, so you can push waves quicker. On the worked grounds, obviously when you Q, you get that circle that appears. If you fire your Q on that, instead of firing just one shard, you fire this massive boulder, and it does like 1,000,000 damage. And then on top of that, your E, you know, the sort of little things that unravel on the earth, it is now massive. It's like humongous. And if you dash over it, you get stunned. Probably not going to see much of that in this game because not many people have dashes. But if you knock someone through it with a seismic shove, obviously pretty nice in that regard.
Out of interest, does Zoe's portal count as a dash? If you do that over work ground, will that proc? I'd imagine not.
I don't think so. I don't think so, because it's like a blink, right? It's like Ezreal arcane shift. So I'm pretty sure it doesn't. So, you know, not many really opportunities to make use of that ability, but still has that available. And now, you know, top lane, Zika just trying to apply some pressure, but actually losing out on the trades.
I was going to say, not doing a great job of it so far. TheShy able to play fairly aggressively and has actually got a minion advantage. He's going to hit level 2 first on the Kayle. But regardless, I'm not sure you get much of an advantage even at level 2 unless Zika just completely concedes. Has that level 2 himself and gets a lot more value out of his abilities early than a Kayle is likely to. So Zika, nice little trade there.
Yeah, I think the big thing we're waiting for is level 6. Obviously, the all-in potential is high for the Riven then, but the fact that TheShy becomes ranged means you can just harass more frequently. He is auto-spacing pretty well here, finding these opportunities to connect auto-attacks, like, despite them both being melee champions, and despite the fact Riven is typically going to beat you up in melee range, so doing okay, but the problem is you've been contesting the wave so much, this kind of leaves you open to a gank.
TheShy's in trouble here, and this is classic TheShy, right? Not respecting that the enemy jungler is very likely to come and pay you a visit, or is he? Has the flash available? Does he have to use it? The answer is no for now. It even gives Shun a little love tap on the way out.
Yeah, the problem is Shun's still here, so this doesn't change the state of the wave, right? It's still an awkward position, and now you're chunked out. Zika could actually find an all-in opportunity if you overstay. I think you have to credit that TheShy knows the sort of timings when a jungler can show up top and so is ready for the gank and doesn't die to it. But this doesn't mean that you're in a good spot. He is kind of just zoned away and get bullied.
Oh my God. Yeah, big damage out from Zika. TheShy trading a tiny bit of damage back, but look where the wave is, and it's going to continue to push towards Zika. He can freeze that forever. TheShy going to have to TP back into that lane, and Shun still has his quirks up, so he could just repeat gank that top lane in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem is TheShy has to come top and then break this freeze, so opens up another opportunity. We'll go for the reset and get the boots, but yeah, Yeah, we are praising TheShy's trading. Maybe hasn't put him in the best situation. Just because you can win the trade doesn't mean you always should.
He's so busy wondering whether he could. Didn't stop to think about whether or not he should. He's the Jurassic Park of top laners. TheShy up there is Shun gonna go for that repeat gank, but SofM moving over, and I think Shun realizing something is probably up. Zika now trying to contest this wave, trying to keep it in the position that it is. TheShy wants to push it in, but in the meantime, TheShy is happy to have all of the pressure in the world from Shun, because it means On and Huanfeng have literally a free lane in the bottom side.
Yeah, you know, I knew this was going to be bad for IG's bot lane, but it still hurts to see it. Huanfeng even going first strike just to get that extra gold value in lane. It's kind of funny that Wink went first strike, because I don't think you get too many opportunities to make use of that, if I'll be honest. Remember, it only procs, you can only make use of it if you're the one who hits them first. If they hit you, they just put on cooldown.
Yeah. It's kind of funny to me that Huanfeng is the one playing Senna and On is the one playing... sorry, other way around. Huanfeng is the one playing Seraphine. On could be in trouble here. Gets the root, though, onto this Tahm Kench, and should mean he can get away. He doesn't even take any damage. He's still full HP. And now the route towards Winky will shift away from that one. But that, I mean, that is just the perfect example of how rough this lane is going to be for Xinliu.
I feel like this would be a personal hell for me playing this lane matchup out for IG's bot lane. It's really just not a fun time. You can see, you know, Xinliu tries to find a window where Huanfeng isn't there to look for an all-in. Speaking of all-ins, close.
Real close on both sides as well. Like, it really could go either way as SofM finds himself a Drake. He'll have Prio in that bottom side forever. And Shun, once again, has to go to the top lane. Has to find a creative route in TheShy. Needs to be cautious. Has his splash available. Zika is level 6. Oh, no. He doesn't even need a jungler right now. TheShy is going to go down. Zika actually missed his ult on the flash. Okay, it's answered by Shun. He did need his jungler. Huanfeng's in trouble. They're winning both sides of the map. IG against all odds. Finding advantages. On forced to flash away. Will survive, but Huanfeng fell.
Finally, a window found by IG. It's difficult. Tahm Kench not the best to find those snap engages, but it looks like Huanfeng oversteps and does get punished. We also see TheShy go down. Gotta admit, it was very scuffed from Zika, but they get the kill onto Shun in the end. Much needed influx of gold, and now Weibo trying to contest this Raptor. Will steal it away, and it's level 6 for SofM, so Shun definitely not wanting to take that fight.
A little bit sloppy here from Weibo, though. Like, I don't think they should be dying in that bottom lane. TheShy, you know, going down in that one, fairly understandable considering where the wave is. And level 5 versus level 6. It's going to continue to just trade against Zika despite not being level 6. Because SofM is on his way. Zika, still no ulti. Still no flash available. TheShy, looking for level 6. He's just going straight onto the wave here. It's SofM's here. Xinliu's moving over. It's pure chaos in the top side. TheShy, still not level 6. Still can't quite find that mark. One more minion should do the trick in just a moment. SofM has hit 6 before TheShy is able to this game.
No, this is what I was hoping for when we got back with the LPL. Everything before was a bit too tame. Now, importantly enough in this matchup, they're both very low on mana, and the W has been used. Huanfeng actually steps in and takes a tower hit to try and dodge away from the Tahm Kench W. Obviously doesn't get knocked up, but ends up being in a position where they can get chased down. That was just an overstay from Weibo's bot lane. They definitely could have reset, got back, got mana filled up, got some items bought, and in the end, they do end up paying for their hubris. But still, it's a minor goal lead for IG. It's not enough, right? You need a lot more than this going forwards.
Yeah, that kill will be nice for Wink, but he's still 20 CS down. Not a great situation to be in. And in terms of the actual gold, still behind at the bottom side, as you say. And Senna certainly going to do a little bit better than the Tahm Kench on the scaling side.
She's already finished the support item as well, right? I mean, that's the thing with the sort of the, not the spell thieves, but the sickle. The fact that like every time you land an attack, you get a proc, you get the extra gold. You can proc it really quickly in lanes like this, and the fact he already has those wards to throw around, definitely going to help avoid plays. Now, SofM does start up the herald, but you don't have Prio on your solo lane, so I'm going to pull him out of it and we'll be able to secure this. And I'm hitting on this quite heavily, but IG need the momentum, so them securing this herald definitely something they absolutely need in this game.
Yeah, absolutely is. The goal going to be even for now. But this Herald could go straight up towards that top side if they want to try and go for a dive. TheShy does have his ultimate available, so it gets a little bit risky. So, Aux, let's talk backup plan here, because I don't feel like Shun just hardcore camping TheShy is really working out for IG just yet. Is there another alternative way that they can play this game? Because I feel like they need one. Oh, Charm in the bottom side, actually. Huanfeng, big damage onto Wink. It's just going to be used to get pressure, I guess.
Well, I think for the fact that Weibo's bot lane have spent like 80% of their time in the lane, like right next to IG's tower, you could look for like an opportunity where Shun comes in and potentially Yuekai cuts them off with a wall. That could be effective. They both have no flashes,
oh my God, Wink, no! He just gets railed by On. That was brutal to see.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem, is that the more lanes play out independently, the more it's just going to be painful for the bot lane. And the fact that we have that early upgrade for On means there's so many more wards in the river to defend against a potential gank from Shun. They've now taken 3 plates in the bot lane. They've got that kill to even out, but they're up 30 CS. There will be a trade of ults in the top lane. Once again, the wave isn't in a great spot for TheShy, but I don't think he cares.
Angel knocked away flashes before the knock could come on through. Yuekai very low on HP, but won't be able to finish things off there as SofM pathing towards that top side. So Zika might need to be a little careful on this one, but I don't think there'll be an opportunity. TheShy just continuing to push. He's trying to crash this wave. I feel like all game we've seen TheShy pushing and trying to crash this wave at the top side.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of just been the thing. There was that one time where you get frozen on, but it kind of just has been like him trying to contest the wave permanently. And the thing is, at this point, you know, we haven't seen him be punished. He trades his ult out for Zuka's ult, and then Zuka loses so much kill potential when he doesn't have it available. Shun hasn't been able to make things happen on the top side again. There's even a pink ward in the river covering TheShy. So, you know, IG are now down in goal by 1,000. They are going to try and start up this dragon, but the fact that Weibo have the first one just means that Soul is quite a distant win condition, even if they get this bet. Weibo looking to contest regardless.
Actually, once again, not really sure whether or not they want to go for the Drake. They seem nervous around these kinds of objectives. Umbral Glaive has been finished by On, by the way, so vision control easy to establish for the side of Weibo. Wall comes out. SofM on the wrong side of it, but the rest of his team is so long range it doesn't seem to matter. SofM has to ult away from this one. Will survive. Ignite not enough. Dragon low on HP. SofM back into the middle of things. Wants to go for the smite onto this one, but it's taken by Shun. Drake for IG, and it looks like they'll get away with it.
Yeah, they do manage to secure the Drake, but SofM survives, and the healing that comes out from the Seraphine and the Senna just means he's quickly back up to a comfortable amount of HP. And, you know, it's definitely positive that IG got the dragon. I just don't think it's enough in this game to really make a difference. They are just flat out losing across the map. You can see in the jungle as well, SofM got like a 20-25 CS lead. Zika had to walk down there because he didn't have TP, so TheShy got some alone time. It's just struggles everywhere right now.
It's good to see from Weibo, right? We are seeing 2 very drastically different styles here in terms of compositions, but both games winning their lanes, right? Dominating across the map, which not necessarily something that you expect from Weibo historically. Like, On and Huanfeng have not been the strongest 2v2 in the league, but obviously with the draft gap this big, they're going to be able to do well in that bottom side. And you know, in game number 1 as well, with that Kalista and herald doing a really, really good job on finding himself the first MVP of the entire split. So definitely positive signs for Weibo. A little bit rough for IG to start things off, but it has to be said, Weibo were a heavy favorite coming into this series. Like, the expectation was that Weibo would be coming in with a win to start the split off.
Yeah, and I feel like it's going to just get more difficult as the game goes on. So at this point, I think Shun looking for some aggressive engages is kind of what you need to do. We talked about that in the last game. Obviously, things looked a bit more dire there, but I think you have to try and find those opportunities as soon as possible. They will throw down the Herald mid. We'll just get a couple of plates. Didn't get the third one, but basically just an auto away, but they only have 40 seconds to get it.
That's
either way, though, tower still alive in the mid lane. Haven't been able to secure that. This game just feels a bit too slow paced for what IG wants. So picks, numbers advantages, those are the opportunities you want to try and find when possible. For Weibo, it's just a matter of grouping and denying that from happening.
trying to make things happen up on the top side. There's a shield for TheShy. There's invulnerability for TheShy. There's a jungler for TheShy. Everything going in favor of TheShy. Zika burning down. SofM will have to use his ulti here. Flash available. Doesn't need it. Gets the reset and gets a kill on the top side. TheShy now with some free time there as well. Is on in trouble. Maybe a chance in the mid lane, but flashes away. Shun can't find the kill.
Yeah, so they will find a window to get this tower in the mid lane because SofM goes top. Definitely helps to open up the map a bit. And we're talking about how finding creative angles from the Wukong could be a win condition. I think by securing that mid lane tower, it does open the map up a bit to set that up. But still not the best situation to be in. Dragon in 2 minutes might well be the next fight to look for. But we do have Rift Herald a bit earlier. Weibo could just secure that one. If anything, just to stall the game out by denying it from IG.
Yeah, so this is Angel. I guess just base checking the river there. Not much more to say about that one. That happened during this top lane. Yeah.
And you know, this one's unfortunate for Zika, but you have to kind of factor in if you're making this, if your team are making a play around mid, if you don't see SofM, he's probably in a position to punish you. And ultimately, he does end up getting punished. This situation does be in the Shy's flash. But IG overall, getting those couple of kills, getting mid-tower, definitely could be happy. And that's what we were looking for from them, is finding those opportunities where they have advantages in numbers. And now SofM's going to start the Herald. IG are moving to respond. And they should want to zone him away from this and contest it. SofM's kind of isolated at this point.
Yeah, SofM trying to force the issue on this one. Does not have his ult available, but it doesn't matter. Just sneaks away in his stealth. Either Herald available. The SofM trying to force something. Charm comes up through. He gets the Herald as well. The CC is there, but Tom Kench is pretty tanky. TheShy walking up on the top side and just gets one shot. As the rest of Weibo cannot follow up on his engage. IG protecting the eye of the Herald. They may not have got the objective, but damn it, they won't let Weibo get it either. Oh, there's a little pick. Very nice knockup from Yuekai on the end of the fight.
Yeah, manages to catch out a second one. Yuekai really performing in this Taliyah and setting up these plays. It's kind of tragic. Weibo did manage to get the Herald for IG, but in the end, they deny them for picking up the eye. They get a couple of kills in the exit. Starting to build up a bit of gold lead, and once again Shun is looking like that pivotal piece for IG's success.
Certainly is. Finds an opportunity, finds a window. SofM, this is the second time this game where he has no priority. He has no right to start the Herald, and he still goes for it anyway. Answered once again by IG, but SofM finding the smite. 100 gold in his pocket there. Very nicely done. And TheShy kind of overstepping. I think Weibo getting a little overzealous on this situation.
Yeah, I think the big thing as well is, like, you are so much stronger when you're grouped with your team because you have this Seraphine. You get so much value the more members are there. The Senna as well can use the Shroud to cover for you. And ultimately, this was just a situation where the Shy kind of caught on the opposite side. And then a great knock-up from Yuekai, able to catch out the Senna. And as that replay was going down, IG pick up that Dragon. And, you know, Mountain Soul is a pretty significant one in terms of sort of increasing your odds to win the game. It is going to be, you know, 26 minutes before we see a potential Mountain Soul for IG, so it's still a long way away, but at least things are going in the right direction, right? You have a gold lead, you have a dragon lead, you have a spike for your Ezreal. Wink has just finished his man immune, so he's got that 2-item spike. You need to continue this momentum, though, because a single mistake, I feel, kind of throws the ball back into the court of Weibo.
Yeah, and Shun, crucially, having a big lead individually, right? He's the player that has had to be the carry for this squad over the course of the last split. And I'm hoping we get to see that. And, you know, when you think back to Shun when he first entered the LPL, he was alongside Rookie, right? And everyone kind of talking about how Rookie and Shun were like father and son. Rookie was always there to help Shun. He was always there to support his jungler, make sure that Shun could get ahead. And even with Rookie on the roster, Shun was often the star player for that team. And it feels like he's now in a position to try and emulate that further, as SofM could be caught out on the top side here. No flash available. Kayle does come down, though. Big damage across the team. There's a Dawning Shadow. It's a little too late, as TheShy now caught underneath this tower. No ulti available. And just, again, overcommit. I feel like SofM's guaranteed dead there. I don't know why they commit more members.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like overconfidence for this Weibo team. They don't need to opt into these situations, but I just have to praise IG here. I said things were looking a little bit desperate, right? As much as the game wasn't over, the fact they didn't find an early lead, the fact that Weibo had so many scaling elements, it felt kind of doomed. But they went and they found multiple scenarios where they have a numbers advantage. They find a pick. Constantly, we've seen them setting up to try and pick off TheShy, setting up to try and pick off SofM. And as a result, they are actually building up a bit of a significant lead. Here, SofM comes to shadow TheShy, but ends up being overextended himself. And now Yuekai flies in, the whole team's there. And if you look on the map as this replay is going, nothing really gained mid. Bot lane, we will see the tower pushed up to it. I think it gets taken here. So, you know, it's minor things, but it's not enough to mitigate the fact IG are finding favor in the top side. And they also secured that tower top as well.
Yeah, almost a 3,000 gold lead. They're finding that lead that we said they desperately need across the course of this game. Is Angel not the greatest champion for trying to defend against Zika? That, you know, we said towers are stronger. If Zoe gets caught by a Riven, she's dead. There is no recourse on that one. Zoe not the tankiest of champions, even with the changes. But looks like Zika will be able to finish that bot lane tower off. TheShy could potentially answer in the top side, but we do have Shun moving on over. TheShy's got to be careful.
Yeah, he shouldn't. He shouldn't answer in the top lane, because I see that Taliyah with the wall just coming available again. I feel like that would have been a dead Kayle if he went for that. But, might just be anyway.
He's gonna grab himself a blue buff at very least. Does have flash available. Here comes Yuekai flying over the wall and grabs himself a blue buff. Thank you very much, TheShy. As in comes SofM on the back of the fight, but he's totally alone. And Weibo are just on totally different pages today, and IG more than happy to punish them for it. SofM forced back to his tower, will survive at least for now, but Weibo just walking into IG one by one.
I feels like TheShy knew he shouldn't be top lane, and then he's like, I'll just settle with, you know, being in this jungle where the enemy team has kind of got control of. And unsurprisingly, it doesn't work. And now IG are trying to completely chase Weibo out the map, trying to cut them off.
Might be able to do so. 3 players strong, though. Perhaps an opportunity for Weibo. Zika trying to punish, might have gone too deep. Gets a triple stun, though. The rest of the team trying to move into the play. IG with the numbers advantage. TheShy coming in. Angel on the backside of the fight. SofM engages. There's the sleep. Yuekai down. Killed for TheShy. Angel flashing forward. Finds... Oh, does not find a sleep. Was on cooldown there as SofM has to back away. Dodges the ulti. TheShy level 12. Big damage coming through. IG losing a member here. It's 1-for-1 ultimately.
Yeah, felt like a bit of an overstep from IG, but they do end up going 1-for-1 in that extended play. You can see how focused they are on trying to make it work, though. But now it's 30 seconds till that dragon. Securing the Mountain Soul with this gold lead could make a big difference, but they're still 2 away. They definitely want to secure that one. And we'll see the replay coming. And again, this felt like very overforced. There's no ults for the Wukong, no ults for the Riven. The gold lead and the fact that they get on the backline means they're still able to secure a quick kill onto the Zoe. I have to credit Yuekai here on the Taliyah. So good at finding these knockups on the W. Of course, he did have some setup to help with it, but has been pretty consistent. And then Weibo trying to turn it around, but we do have the setup for that dragon now. Both teams looking for a fight.
Certainly are. It's going to be a route coming out. SofM turns invisible. Zika trying to get there as the wall comes through. Splits Weibo in 2. Forces SofM's ult away as well. Big pickup here for the side of IG. That's a huge cooldown for the fight.
Yeah, and ultimately they still have the Riven ult, still have the Wukong ult for IG. They're pretty comfortable in this situation. And now no flash, no ult from SofM. He can't get in the pit. I think they can just start up the dragon.
Yeah, there is a blast code. And I wouldn't put it past SofM, but it looks like Weibo want to just walk in through the river here. As with that Umbral Glaive, they will be able to clear wards quickly, but there are just so many wards, it doesn't matter. IG, 3 Drakes on the board now. As Weibo trying to contest, getting nothing else on the map in the meantime, and also losing that objective. Oh, that's asleep, though. On to Wink. Can they find the follow-up? TheShy going to go for it, but the rest of the team in trouble now, as it's knockups galore out from IG. Weibo found wanting here. TheShy has to ult himself, but Wink jumps forward. It's Zika to finish the kill, looking for more onto SofM. There's an ulti out from Wink as well, and now Baron is looking real tasty for IG, and Weibo just falling apart.
They're just finding the windows. IG, once again, it's Shun who finds that big engage onto the backline of Weibo, and that's the thing. These champions for Weibo function where they can keep you at an arm's length. As soon as you get on top of them with things like the Riven, the Wukong, they start to pop. And now 7,000 gold lead for IG. They have the Baron. I'm going to get a replay of that fight. You can see a big Mystic Shot from Wink chunks out on, but then Shun once again using that stealth to find a window, gets onto the back line. The follow-up is there, and as much as Weibo managed to find a bit of space, They know the fight isn't going in their favor. TheShy ends up getting sacrificed, and then SofM caught just on the edge of the knocker. Beautiful there from Xinlu.
Very, very nice stuff coming out from IG. Look at the scoreline right now, 12-3. And after how badly the laning phase was going for them, Wink dodges away Shun. Almost finds an opportunity onto Angel.
I'm gonna be real, like, I thought game 1 IG had the better draft and they lost. I thought game 2 Weibo had the better draft and they lost. I think it shows I know nothing, and the LPL is still a little bit wild to predict. But right now IG is completely in control. Will use the wave bot lane to lean down and take it tier 2. Doing a fantastic job of trying to make things happen with this lead, by the way. Zuka's looking for more bot.
Yeah, he wants to make a play onto TheShy. Takes half of his HP, trades it for half of TheShy's HP, but TheShy has a bit of sustain. Has a fountain nearby. And Zika is going to have to reset on this one. Does have TP, so we'll head up towards that top side instead now. Is Weibo just trying to clear these waves away and maintain some semblance of control. SofM going in onto Yuekai. There's a charm from the rest of the team, but they can't quite follow up. Yuekai will be safe.
Yeah, they managed to defend that tier 2. But IG still have a bit more time to try and push in. Ultimately, Zuka TP'd in top and will be trying to apply pressure and get that second tower there as well. Would be a lot of gold. And you can see the rest of the team applying pressure mid. They're going to rotate over and cover this wave Zuka has pushed in. He will be able to pick that up. And it's a ton more gold going to the pockets of IG. Right now, have them just shy of a 10,000 gold lead. And considering how bad the laning phase was going, particularly for bot lane, I just couldn't imagine this coming out. But flawless game of just finding these engages, finding the numbers advantage, and Weibo caught sleeping quite frequently.
Oh, there's a flank in the mid lane here from Zuka. There's a great wall on, is caught between a rock and a rock. As he flashes away, but it's a little too late. Actually survives somehow, barely. Angel on the backside of the fight. Now TheShy having to use his own ulti to keep himself safe. Flashes away. Zuka can't finish the kill off. Now trying to close the gap once again. TheShy has damage. Is it enough though? Zuka flashes for the kill. That's 2 now as on falls as well. And IG have found their way into the base, and they'll find their way out as well.
Yeah, able to dash over the wall. Final tier 2 going down. Don't have much time left on the Baron, but they will take that inhibitor tower mid. Dragon spawning in a minute 20, and that will be that soul. So I think they back off now for the reset and look to set up for that one. What, 11,500 gold lead, and they have so much gold in pocket to spend right now. Weibo, from a game that felt like it was going so well early to a game that feels out of control. And TheShy, blind pick Kayle top 1 and 6. Did we expect anything else?
Yeah, I mean, look, he tried his damnedest in the early laning phase, but again, like, on could have just flashed so much earlier on this one. TheShy as well has flashed this entire time. Chooses not to, chooses to stay in the fight.
He also flashes, he doesn't flash over the wall, right? That's your base wall. Flash over it.
I feel like he must have thought he could take Zika, right? That's the only line of logic I can think of.
You know what? Based on how he's played this entire game, it feels like that's been his mindset.
Yeah. It feels like the whole of Weibo have played this one pretty disrespectfully. TheShy just gonna get rinsed again. Double kill for Zika. I know it's IG literally just styling on Weibo. I really don't know how we got to this point, but here we are, 16-3, 12,000 gold lead. And we're looking at, as you said, 2 games in a row where the team that theoretically has the worst draft just dominating across the course of the game. Weibo had a good laning phase, but that is all they had in this one, as IG will finally find themselves an inhibitor.
Get that mid inhibitor, and critically at this point, Shun is also taking the dragon. This will be soul secured for them as well. Mountain Soul gonna make it even harder. You think about the fact that they're behind in damage. Zoe's gonna find it more difficult to pop people. SofM, that's likely to get resets. TheShy will, I mean, he's 1 and 7 anyway. I don't think it really matters. But yeah, at this point, IG firmly in control. Baron up in a minute 10 with the damage already done to the base of Weibo. Securing this Baron should be enough just to win out the game. So I expect them to open up on the map, head over there, get control. Zuka can go bot lane. He's got TP coming up soon. And should be able to just close this one out with the buff and the purple worm. You can see the XP difference on the left of your screen. Basically, everyone has a lead on their opponent. 16, level 16 for Zuka on this Riven. 5-1 and 5. What a statement game against TheShy.
I mean, that's my big question. is TheShy almost level 16. Is that enough? Is there anything left for Weibo? Is Kayle 16 enough to turn things around? Because that's all I've got left in the tank.
I don't think so. I think you need a little bit more than that right now to overcome this difference in gold. Plus, I mean, look how tanky the Riven is now. Yeah, it's pretty scary. Death Stance and Mortius, so you're just mitigating so much damage, and it feels like Weibo just can't find base to opposite. One thing I will say is that if Weibo play defense in their base, they're in a better spot because it's harder to find those flanks, harder to find that backline access. But the problem is, like, IG will just take the Baron, and you can see them already moving towards it. Shun is in position. The rest of the team's going to join him shortly, and if Weibo try and contest this by stepping out their base, they will probably just get destroyed. If they don't try and contest this, then they'll probably just lose to the Baron pushing power. So it's kind of a doomed if you do, doomed if you don't.
Bit of a catch-22 here for Weibo as IG will go for the Baron. There is no answer. Weibo acknowledged that there's no way they can contest this one. Just going to accept that they can clear the waves here. I really want to look at how many stacks On is on at this point, because that's, I think, the only two remaining ways that Weibo have any shot in this game.
He is infinitely scaling.
He is infinitely scaling. TheShy, level 15, getting closer, halfway to 16.
Oh my!
On, looking for stacks. We'll see.
This game ends before TheShy hits level 16, I think that would be peak gameplay. You can see they're actually trying to give him as much farm as possible. Obviously, he has really good wave play to work with that, but they're trying to give him the experience. They know that even though the odds are bad, that's probably their best chance, is TheShy just manages to shut everyone.
Never tell me the odds, says TheShy. Yeah, maybe. He's one wave away from level 16. He was on half before, he's on 3/4 now. He's walking up. He might just die here.
He really wanted that wave.
I think he really wanted it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. On. Why have they left the base? On's in trouble now. Does have flash available. Will have to use it. Just about keeps himself safe.
Why are they holding their flashes for so long? I feel like On is the biggest culprit of this. Just like holding his flash. It's like, dude, you have to flash here. It's like when he was trapped with the wall earlier. Just use it and don't get like chunked out to 20%. Because realistically, IG possibly could have chased him down and killed him.
Yeah, there it is. TheShy is 16 and IG pushing into the base with the Baron. Last chance saloon. TheShy 1-7-1. Can he make the magic happen? I'm not convinced so far. It's now onto the Nexus Towers. Go IG. TheShy moving forward. Storm Shadow across the team, but IG still basically full HP as they continue the siege. TheShy down to half HP. Wink caught by a root, but On can't quite follow it up. Dodges away from the knockup. Big damage coming on through, but there's a Nexus Tower falling. Zika pushing at the bottom side in the meantime as IG have yet to lose a member. TP in the bottom side. Weibo trying to force the enemy team away, but now getting flanked by Zika. On is too far forward. He has no flash, and he will go down. Zika finds one. TheShy moving forward, dodges the knockup. Can he find the miracle play? Ults himself to keep himself alive. The ult comes on through though. Double for Zika, and IG have finally managed to finish this one off. A triple kill for Zika in the top side. 8-1-5. A phenomenal Riven performance here, and a game in the books for IG.
And you know what? I have to say, IG's bot lane deserved that for just soldiering through that laning phase, which looked like the most unfun experience I have seen in a long time. But they managed to pull through, and I have to give credit when things looked questionable. When I said this team needs to get the ball rolling, they found these opportunities. They were finding numbers advantages. They were finding picks. They made TheShy 1-7, which is always a solid strategy.